Ah, hello. um, Now I will show you how one come into the slow gear in Mamiya-Sekor. It's a Seikosha-S shutter, 80mm 2.8 for the Mamiya C 220. So let's have a look. Yeah. Actually a nice design, I mean, compared to many new things. But this shutter actually has some problem with the slow gear. Sometimes it works, sometimes not. But I've already cocked the shutter, set it to 1. Difficult to see with that shiny. Stays on 1 second. So let's see what's happened. Not really, not anything. So it doesn't matter if I set it to 160. Well, it goes a bit faster, and 500. Back to half a second. There's not really something happened here. If I set it on B, it works okay. But on well, this shutter has been into something, a place where the humidity is pretty high and dark, because on the back side of the back lens group there are a lot of fungus tracks, but and also on the inside of the front lens group there are some tracks. But let's jump into it. First I will take off the viewing lens group by turning this ring here counterclockwise. I use an old compass, rusty, but it works, which I've grind with small pins, so it works really good. So this ring can sit extremely tight, not tired but tight. Yeah. Or gummy grease. So remember, this ring can only face one direction. This is the front viewing lens group. I mean, not the front, but the viewing lens. A bit dusty, but doesn't matter. It looks pretty good, except for some fungus track on here, which I think it's going into the coating, looks like. But now this is the taken lens, so I will take off the front lens and the back lens. So this is turned counterclockwise, and for that I can use my 56.6mm gasket sticky rubber, which actually fits very good. is for plumbing. So it's very good. Put it over and we do it again, because I could also use my very sticky rubber cones here. This is also pretty good. This is the smallest one. But I take the small out and then put them all together and press directly on the front side here. And then it's not really that good, but this is much better because I can press it over and then turn it. This one is, on the other hand, very good for other tasks. So let's take this out. It's, yeah, maybe it's possible to see, but there are some tracks of fungus into the coating. Now the back part, which is very good to use this, just press on it and then counterclockwise. And one thing, the lens surface here is completely flat. If one maybe can see, this is extremely flat. So put it on this side, on the table. Do so. Not so, but yeah. So now we are closer into this little shutter. We need to take off the arrow for the aperture. This is a 2mm flathead screwdriver, which can easily go into the screw. Ooh. I have grinded, of course, but it's tiny, so take care and use a small tweezer. Just let it fall on the table. Tiny, isn't it? Yeah. Now, another very small screw is this one, that keep the retaining ring here for to be unscrewed itself, because this retaining ring holds actually the front part here from falling out. So this is only a lock screw, tiny. Yeah, actually a bit tiny. Then just press on the side here gently. There maybe is a tool for this task, and at the same time put a finger here and a finger here, so you keep it steady. Unscrew it. And then it will come off. Remember how it's faced. The flat side here, top, is facing up, because there is a small, I don't know what it calls, not so it prevents the ring from sitting out of angle. So now this part here can be taken off because I still hold it here. This is the not just for the aperture that goes against this spring here. It goes click, 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 click. Yeah, put it aside. Now, this the cock shutter button. You can see some part of it. Not really good. So we need to take off the ring, the outer ring with the exposure, and there is the simple is to press down the plate here that controls the exposure. So have a screwdriver, press on here, and then you can lift up the ring. Keep 2 fingers on each side, and then lift it out. Now press here on the cock shutter button and press it by lifting out this the cam wheel. It can only face one way because there is a pin here, a hole here, and a pin here. So this one goes here, and no, it doesn't. Other shutters and so, but you see how it works. So now to cock the shutter, we need to press on the actual plate here, and then I can use my compass to press on each side of the hole. Just like here. So see what's happened. Get a little closer. Just a little closer. Hope it's enough. So when cock the shutter, see the first teeth here and the first teeth on the ring with a relaxed shutter. So by moving when I cock the shutter, one maybe can see what's going on. And still press on the ring. So if I press on the shutter button and keep steady on it, see what's happened here. It's actually ready to be fired. So we do it again. So when I press here, it will push on the next piece of metal. I don't know what its name is. Here. And release the ring. This wheel here. This pin here. And then it will actually move slowly. So there's especially one piece of metal down here we have to take care of when putting back the click. Yeah, the slow gear is not in. So let's continue with the slow gear and take it out. What I'm gonna do is take out this part and the spring here. It needs some tension to press it down with a toothed tweezer or a plier and lift out the ring off from the end. So now it's free and we can actually move it as we like. So then now there's no tension, so I can show what's going on here. Do it again. Click and I release the shutter button, and then the cock wheel moves. Press on the piece of metal around here. Continue. Down here there's a pin, and then it goes at the end. Now do it again. Press, and then cock the fire the shutter and move. Goes like this. So now I will take out the toothed gear wheel here, and remember how the spring is oriented here. It has to be on the right side of this piece of metal, just like a guide. So lifting it out. Do so. So this is how it looks. The spring cannot be taken off. I mean, you can, of course, but in this case, I will not do that. Now we're into the slow gear, but before we continue, this pin here is very important, because if one cannot move the cock the shutter, it will lock, because it goes against the, where it is, where it is, where it is. This pin here will go against this here. And if this is down, you cannot cock the shutter. So when putting on the ring, one has to be aware of this part here. It's a kind of damper, I think, suspension or so. I'm not quite sure. But this has to be lifted up here, so it's free. And then put the ring down. And then put this down here. And move it a little. So it's not easy to show. But you see if it how it works here. So when cock the shutter, this pin here, this one, when cocked, the shutter is locked. When I press the shutter button, press down, and then it moves, and you press on this pin here. Maybe it's better to show it here. You see, this one has to be on the right side of the I mean this pin has to be on this side of the not easy. This pin here. There, the lock pin here has to be on this side here. So it's only come over here and then go back again and push against this. Now it's time for the slow gear, which is quite really not working proper. And there's one thing before I take out the slow gear. Remember how this thing sits. This piece of metal go against the the curved metal here. If this one stays on the other side, it will not work. So it has to be this side. See? This one has to stay there, not here. So let's take out the slow gear. There's one screw here, and there is another one down here. So this one and this one has to be taken out. But before doing so, we will measure the distance between the inside and the slow gear. it will make it a little easier to actually hit the right, almost right second. One could do in the curve here is 183. So I will go for that. So I measured around here, but now it's time to take it out. One end. Good with a magnetic screwdriver. That's a long screw and a short one. Just loosen it and then use a thinner screwdriver to take out the screw. See, oh, this is a much shorter screw compared to the other end. Good. Now I take out the slow gear and put it into some lighter fluid. This is how it looks. It's really sticky. Ooh. I think somebody has been into this lens and do some not so good thing. But let us put it some fluidium. Just let it stay there for some. Wow, there's actually action. Before that, there was no action at all. So I could press here and just move this part here. So it's pretty good. And then just blow just close this lid. And I think this will work pretty good. One could use candid air, but I only have this for now. So that's it. Someone says it's not so good to put oil on. I will use the very thin sewing machine oil, because I mean, in my opinion, it works okay. And just a tiny drop. Because after a while, they simply need some kind of loop. And on the other side is a it's only the actual end I will loop. Wow. Works pretty good. There's no need to overdo this. So just wipe the rest away. And put it back in again. Well, maybe we should take a closer look on this shutter thingy. Because over here there's a kind of, I don't know what it actually is. Oh shit. On the other side there is a kind of clockwork here. It looks like it's it works proper. Maybe I could give it some lighter fluid, just a few drops. And give it some movement. I know it's only the one end that will get some lighter fluid, but anyway. So I will just give it a so. Wow, much more active than was. So I think it will work properly. Of course, there's no need to overdo the loop. So now it's time to put it back in again. Better have the full view here. Remember, this pin has to go against here. So it maybe needs some loop. I'll just use 1 drops of lighter fluid. No, not lighter fluid, oil, of course. Then put it back in. Need a tweezer. So. So one could actually press on this pin here and let it be free there. And do that later. Just need to put one screw in, a tweezer. And not fully tighten it, but goes. Sometimes a magnetic screwdriver is good, sometimes not. But that's it. Because then I can move my slow gear here and put it to so. So I move this so it's free and not pressing here, then I can put the slow gear in correct position. Put a little screw in. So by pressing here and move the slow gear, should be possible to get the screw in. And then I'll just measure here how it goes. Okay, for now. Maybe it needs some adjustment. Wow, it looks like synced work, but it will we'll know when putting back the cogwheel. Move this here and then put it down here and I need to move this pin if it's possible. Not easy. Now here we have it. So, and the gear wheel here. I know where it should sit because I put a red mark on. It's the first teeth. First teeth on the shutter ring, or cock shutter ring. Then I will draw the spring back in position on the little pin here. So, and now we are almost there. Now the exciting moment is to see, will it work or not? So I press this here. See? I think it will work. Bam. Bit too fast, but it's not really a problem. I can just do so, cock this shutter and move this a bit. Unscrew this, and I think it's just a little. That's quite good. Now this one goes on the shutter itself, so we could check how things are really. This is B. And move it a little. Wow, great. Half a second. I think so. Well, I haven't put the exposure ring on yet, but I think it's quite good. Put the ring on here, holding 2 fingers here, and then just put the shutter ring here, and then put a screwdriver on and let it fall down to the 2 pins here and the aperture spring. So now it's movable. Then the aperture ring and the it only stays once, and then the retaining ring, the exposure ring does not have to be too hard to move. There should be a click. I mean, a good click. So don't tighten the retaining ring too much. So now the very tiny screw. Put it back in here. It's not easy. Yep. Here we are. And the really tiny screw for the aperture arrow, or what the name actually is, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Then put it at 1 second. Wow, really good. Then the front lens group goes in. And the back lens group. And the viewing lens block. Remember how the orientation is. The little screw on top. And then the screw that goes all the way. Then gently tighten it. So, then we actually have a nice shutter that works pretty good. And goodbye.